winds west-southwest 11 miles an hour. Might be a stray drop of rain here and there, but Brewers taking the field and getting ready to start this Cactus League affair with the Dodgers. Mookie Betts will lead things off for Dave Roberts' Dodgers today. It'll be Betts and then Corey Seager, Justin Turner hitting in the third spot, Cody Bellinger cleanup, Max Muncy fifth, A.J. Pollock, and Gavin Lux and Austin Barnes hitting eighth with Walker Buehler batting ninth. Bellinger's got his lucky headband on today, hoping that translates into some hits. The breeze going out toward right field. Here is Corbin Burns. Burns out of St. Mary's, pitched for the Gales in Moraga, and actually was a teammate of Dodger pitcher Tony Gonsolin there for 3 years, 14, 15, and 16. Both Gonsolin and Burns were drafted out of St. Mary's in 2016. And Burns is going to be second in the rotation for the Brewers, as Craig Counsell has already named Brandon Woodruff their opening day starter.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers will open up 9 days away from the starting time. That will be in Denver against the Rockies. For the Brewers, as you mentioned, Woodruff will start for them. They open up against Minnesota, and for Dave Roberts looking on, knows full well is that, okay, we made 7 roster cuts today. So they're down to 38 players in the Dodgers Major League camp. And for Craig Counsell, the Milwaukee Brewers manager, they are at 37 players in their camp. 18 of those are pitchers.
Craig Counsell, former captain of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish team. His dad, John, was also that several years prior to that. Here's Mookie getting ready to go, as this game will start with Corbin Burns getting ready to throw the first pitch of it. That's so far in spring training 10 for 30. 333. Burns works out of the stretch to start the game, and strike one has us underway. Burns started him with a fastball.
That breeze is kicking up.
Well, 0-1 to Mookie Betts. Burns, a right-hander, fires a fastball low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, Dodgers did not see Burns in the postseason, in the playoffs. He had suffered a left oblique muscle strain, and he was put on sidelines, but he comes into camp healthy.
1-1 pitch to Betts. Low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And for Burns, they had even contemplated there for a while, depending upon how well he recovered, possibility of surgery during the offseason, but it was not needed.
I'm sure he's relieved, as most players would be, pitchers especially. The 2-1 pitch, outside target set on Betts by Narvaez, the catcher, and swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mookie Betts. Burns is out of Bakersfield, California, Centennial High School there. 4th round pick by the Brewers in 2016. 2-2 to Mookie Betts. Here it comes. He swings and he rips it into left field for a base hit. Couple of hops in front of Christian Yelich. And the Dodgers have the leadoff man aboard to start the ball game.
Yeah, the target was set up outside corner, but this ball leaked over the middle of the plate.
Solid single for Mookie Betts. His 11th hit of the spring. Corey Seager's got 14 hits and 38 at bats, setting .368. This goes to show you how your average can drop rapidly or increase rapidly. Throw to first base. Betts is back in time. Seager started last night's game at .400. Took an 0 for 3 and then dropped down to .368. .368 still very good. Burns ready to go. Set and the pitch. Fastball in there for a strike.
Seager's been hot. The other guys not in the starting lineup today has been red hot. Chris Taylor, 6 hits in his last 8 at-bats, including a pair of doubles, a pair of home runs, and 5 runs batted in those 3 games.
Yeah, Taylor's had a great spring. Really fun to watch. Inside target set by Narvaez, and Burns fires one. It leaks over the plate. It's hit high in the air to left center field, and on the run, making a one-handed catch, is Yelich. And Mookie Betts has to get all the way back to first base.
For Seager gets a hang with him, so Burns again, the ball leaked out over the plate, but a healthy Christian Yelich. After the disastrous season, 2019, a fractured kneecap. Off year last year and barely hit above the Mendoza line, but boy, the Brewers very happy that Christian Yelich says, I'm reporting for duty and I'm healthy.
Justin Turner reports to the plate for his first plate appearance. Went 2 for 2 with a walk last night, single double against Seattle. Throw to first and Betts jumps back. A 1 on, 1 out, top of the first. Turner hitting .265, 9 for 34. Narvaez moving around a lot behind the plate. Sets the outside target. And Burns hits it right over the outside corner for a called strike.
Yeah, the catcher just really sets up prematurely, if nothing else. And for Burns, finally hit the target.
Omar Narvaez, the catcher, took a peek over to the dugout, see what they want to do with Mookie Betts at first base. Now
come inside.
Yeah, setting up way inside to Turner. The pitch. It wasn't way inside. It was left over the outer part of the plate, and Turner fouled it off.
Yeah, so that's another pitch that Burns had just not gotten anywhere close to where the target setup is. Only once has he really hit, whereas catcher was asking for the pitch ahead of time. You get the catches that set up prematurely. I mean, really, really early. I've talked about it a lot, going to continue to talk about it. You're basically encouraging the opposing team to take advantage, knowing what the location is, because you do not set up inside on the hitter to come in softly with changeups.
0-2 to Turner. Yeah, you can learn a lot just watching the catcher. You and I have had that discussion a few times, and certainly worthy of it again today. Narvaez sets up on the outer half this time. Burns sets, 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball goes inside. And it's 1-2. So Narvaez so far has his work cut out for him. Where he's setting the target, the ball has rarely landed. Just underway in Maryville on a breezy Tuesday afternoon. One ball, 2 strike pitch to Justin Turner. Long pause, now the pitch, and it's outside. That'll leaving it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Why would a hitter want to know the location of a catcher that sets up really early? Well, from a hitter's standpoint, why should you be the only person in the entire ballpark that does not know where the catcher has set up?
You'd want to know.
Well, your scouting report from hitters looking at pitchers and teams. How does a team pitch to you? They pitch to you differently than somebody else? What about the pitcher?
2-2 over the plate, but fouled back.
Well, hitters used to keep track. Do it different ways now. You can do it electronically. The other part too is the advantage is that you can get the entire tape, the video of a game. And before every game, the Dodgers, for example, like the other teams do, they will put up video in the locker room of the pitcher that they are going to face in that particular game.
2-2 to Justin Turner as Burns gets his sign. He is set, and the right-hander fires. And this one is struck in the air to center fairly well. Looking up is the center fielder Mitchell, and this one is off the batter's eye and gone. Justin Turner's first spring home run this year, and the Dodgers jump on top 2-0.
And Burns continuing to have difficulty with location. No such problem with location by Turner. You hit it out of the ballpark. So will everyone go on the non-dairy diet now?
Maybe so, if it works.
Yeah, well, it's just a bad breaking ball.
Get it to dead center off the batter's eye. And a home run for Turner. Turner met with the press yesterday and as Bellinger takes the ball in the dirt. The press yesterday talked about the fact he lost 10 pounds or so, and he said there'll be questions about, power if I don't hit home runs, because they'll say I lost too much weight. But no question there. He can still hit it out. Bellinger pulls this one foul, and it's a 1-1 count to Bellinger.
Yeah, I understand the questions about, hey, have you lost some power by dropping? It's not a drastic, but more than anything else, he has kind of chiseled his body much more. And he says, look, it's going to help him recuperate day after day after day after day during just really a contentious season that you have in front of you.
Pitch low and into Bellinger.
And by contentious, I'm talking about the schedule. I mean, you talk about just challenging every night, every day.
2 balls, 1 strike to Bellinger. Bases clear, 1 out. Pitch outside, 3-1.
But the offshoot also, Tim, is that whether it be Cody Bellinger, who's standing at home plate right now with all the quickness in the world, if you do drop some weight, do you increase the quickness in your body? And we might be seeing it, kind of a resurgence by Justin Turner as well now.
So far, the word is defensively, he is moving as well as they've seen him. Strike 2 called, and the count full to Bellinger. And he was remarking about how he's not sore after 7 innings or 9 innings as much as he was, recovering better. And he said that, he needs to be available. His job is to be available every day. It's Dave's job to put him in the lineup when he's ready. So he's going to rest him. Guys will get rested throughout the course of the season to keep him fresh for the stretch run into October.
Notice how things have quieted down a little bit about, Cody Bellinger with a new stance, and what are we going to do? And for Bellinger's, look, I've had this stance before. Goes back 3 years ago. He says, I feel comfortable.
Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Bellinger draws the walk.
But he's already adjusted the stance a little bit. Remember the first game we saw him come back and play after being on the backfields for so many days. We actually could see the red numbers on the front of his uniform. Well, you can't see that now, so he's altered it a little bit. And hitters will kind of trim down or alter their stances during their career, even during a season.
Max Muncy, 8 for 33, 242 average. Muncy with a couple of singles, went 2 for 3 in last night's game against Seattle. He takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Well, you can hear the wind kicking up over the crowd mics. Occasionally, that center field camera, for those on the television side, will be moving around.
1 ball, 1 strike now as Burns delivers low. With wind, that means usually something's blowing in. And with the clouds around, I hope it doesn't mean rain. 1-1 pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Last few days have been spectacular as far as playing baseball have been concerned. Just enough cloud cover, a little bit of cloud action in the sky to help the fielders out. Wind hasn't been anything to speak of, but today it's kicking up, as Rick has mentioned. That one way inside to Muncy, and now the count 3-1.
So for Burns, he's having difficulty locating his pitches. He got burned on a bad slider, looked like, to Justin Turner for the 2-run home run. And now what does Muncy have a chance to feast upon?
Burns delivering 3-1, and Muncy hits it on the ground hard right to the middle. There's one at second, on to first, and a double play that retires the side. But Mookie Betts with a leadoff single, and with 1 out, Justin Turner took this 2-strike pitch for a ride off the batter's eye in center. 2-0 Dodgers after half inning. Yelich, Travis Shaw will be at third base, batting 4th. Narvaez the catcher. Then Billy McKinney, who's been on a tear lately, will be in right. Urias, the shortstop. Mitchell, what a great story he is, out of UCLA in center field, and then Burns batting ninth. And Buehler with his 5th Cactus League start, facing Wong, who takes up high ball 1. Colton Wong is aggressive on the first pitch often, but let that one go. And aggressive on this one, and he bounces it right to Lux. Head high at second, fires on to first, 1 out.
Walker Buehler, we'll see how long he's going to be stretching it out. Is it pitch count, number of innings, combination of both? But lefties last year hit just 176 against him. Right-handers only 4 points better, just 180.
Pretty consistent no matter the handedness of the hitter. Keston Hiura, UC Irvine. And Valencia. He takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. The Brewers have converted him to first base. They feel that's a better spot for him in the future. They want to keep his bat in the lineup, obviously. That's what got him to where he is. But moving him around defensively, they feel first base is a great option for him, and he's there today. Buehler delivers high, and the count 2-1 to Keston Hiura. Buehler winds, and the 2-1 pitch. Just outside. Hiura, while in high school, Valencia High School, Scholar Athlete of the Year there, 2014. Remember the LA Times All-Area team. He was an All-State performer before going to Irvine, and he hits this one high and deep to right center, and this ball's gone. Way out of here. It hit that walking path and then jumped up over a fence and onto another field. As Keston Hiura launches a long solo home run to make it 2-1.
It was hit well to begin with, but you get it up into that jet stream with that breeze that has really kicked up. Within the last 20 minutes or so, you're going to get some extra yardage on it. But this is a fastball that's right down Broadway.
Craig Counsell talks about his swing and how complete it is and how easily he gets the bat through the hitting zone. Really not a lot of moving parts to it.
Yeah, the biggest moving part is the high leg kick, where he brings up that front left leg and looks like a stork for a moment. There's a temporary pause.
That's a guy who just a few years ago was tearing up the Big West Conference with the Anteaters at Irvine. Yelich up in the air the other way and deep. And up against the wall, Bellinger. He leaps, and it's out of his reach, and it's a home run. Back-to-back home runs for the Brewers, and the ball game is tied.
And people in Milwaukee are loving it. Not just because of back-to-back home runs, but also for Christian Yelich, who hit barely above the Mendoza line last year. Coming back, was he 100% after the fractured kneecap 2019? Well, he said he was okay, but it was not the same swing. It was not the best results. And for Yelich, came into camp, said, look, I'm healthy, and it'd be hard to argue the point.
Travis Shaw, third baseman, takes strike 1. Yelich trying to put the rest of the National League Central on notice. He's back and he's healthy. And it didn't look, Rick, that ball came off the bat like he hit it all. I mean,
no.
That's like a mistake home run right there. If you understand that. He got it up in the air and it just took off. As Travis Shaw strikes out looking. Buehler just carved him up quickly. 2 men out for Milwaukee in the bottom of the first.
Well, the Brewers had somewhat of a quiet offseason for the most part. But then that changed when their general manager, David Stearns, started to take advantage of, the free agent market. It really stalled. So they picked up Colton Wong. Jackie Bradley Jr. is not in the lineup today. And a couple of other signings as well.
Pitch is low to the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
Well, for Craig Counsell, the Brewers put a type of season together where they can make postseason again, even though they were below the 500 mark last year, 29-31.
Narvaez hits one in the air deep to left center. Back goes Bellinger to the wall. It's gone. The third solo home run allowed by Walker Buehler in the bottom of the first, and the Brewers take the lead 3-2.
Welcome to Home Run Derby, Brewers style.
Buehler back up on top of the mound, ready to get back to work, but this one was left out over the plate.
Buehler, who was really outstanding last year, was at Dodger Stadium. His ERA was under 1.5. On the road, different story. It was over 6.
Billy McKinney, he's been the hottest Brewer lately. He's had 5 hits in his last 6 spring at bats. 3 of those have been home runs. See the flags moving, the wind gusting a little bit here and there. It's a hitterish kind of day, and that's been proven so far. 4 home runs have been hit in the game so far.
Yep.
We're through an inning and 2/3.
You get it in the jet stream, it's going to fly.
By McKinney for a strike, 2-1. Buehler has allowed 8 runs this spring. 5 of those 8 have come by way of the home run. 4 of the 5 home runs he's allowed have been solo shots. And 1 was a 2-run homer. Pitch to McKinney. Hits it on the ground. Charging is Lux coming in from the outfield grass. He throws low to Muncy, and Muncy digs it out. Inning is over. Back to work for the Dodger bats. Down a run. It's 3-2 after 1. Doing 3 solo shots. 1 to Hero, 1 to Yelich, 1 to Narvaez. And the Dodgers now down 3-2 to start the second inning, with A.J. Pollock facing Corbin Burns. Burns deals him a strike. Burns certainly looking for a shorter inning. Took him 25 pitches to get through the first. A.J. Pollock 6 for 34. Burns fires. And that one drops in for a strike. So 0-2 to A.J. Pollock. Pollock and then Lux and then Barnes. 6, 7, and 8 due up with Buehler to follow. Game scheduled for 9 innings today. We expect that to be the case the rest of the way.
Or until they run out of baseballs.
Or that. As Pollock strikes out swinging. The way the wind's blowing, that's a possibility. Pitch just fell off the table right there at the end and swinging over the top was Pollock. Gavin Lux. Looks at ball 1 low from Burns. But Lux probably had to enter this spring training following last year thinking, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to get in the spot that I need to get in? Because it wasn't that case at the end of summer camp. He didn't make the opening day roster. Things didn't go so well for him at the beginning. He did have some time at the big league level. Ended up with 3 home runs on the year, but certainly there was a lot of conversation about Gavin Lux and what he needed to do, and he has answered the bell.
He couldn't find the bell last year. They had 2 different opportunities to reach out and grab the starting nod at second base.
He's hit in 10 of 13 spring games. He swings and misses here.
I think it tells you a lot too about a young man that comes on with all the billboard of, hey, look, here's part of the future of the Dodgers team and organization. And he had difficulty last year. Credit to him that he came back prepared.
High strike and a fastball taken for strike 3, and Lux down on strike. So 2 up, 2 down, and Austin Barnes will make his way to the plate.
Because most of these young players, Tim, as we see them, this is maybe the first time that they have struggled. One of the few times that they have not been in the upper echelon of whatever league that they're playing in.
Well, that's the thing. Every level you go up, you're not the star anymore, and you've got to find a way to be that guy. Pitch to Austin Barnes. Fastball at the knees for a strike. I'm sure you were told that too, that every level you went up, well, they got 15 of you on the roster.
It's like the story that I told about 10 days ago. Ask a young pitcher, hey, are there a couple of guys in your league in high school that you had difficulty with? Yeah, there were 2 guys. Yeah, well, they're both here. The guys you got out all the time,
they're not.
They're at home.
Barnes in the hole 0-2 as Corbin Burns gets the sign from Narvaez. High target set. He goes up there. Barnes never swung, but they asked for an appeal anyway. And Jordan Baker, the first base umpire, said nope, did not go.
Well, Burns here in the second inning has been able to hit the target, or at least some semblance of it, much better than the first inning.
1 ball, 2 strike offering to Austin Barnes from Corbin Burns. And it's bounced to the left side. It is backhanded by Urias. The shortstop throws on first, dug out by Hura. And the Dodgers go in order in the top of the second. 3-2 Brewers after an inning and a half.
Plates. From Dodger dogs to garlic fries and nacho helmets, get a taste of the ballpark experience delivered on demand. Search for Dodgers home plates on Postmates and order your stadium favorites for the next game now.
Sounds like a great idea. Bottom of the second inning, 3-2 Brewers leading the Dodgers. 3 home runs in the inning for Milwaukee. Somebody wants to fact check me. I am pretty certain that Buehler's never given up 3 home runs in an inning before. He's done it in a game maybe once or twice, but not in an inning. And Luis Urias doesn't wait around. Takes the first pitch, puts it on the ground up the middle for a leadoff single. There's Garrett Mitchell coming up next. Garrett Mitchell to face Walker Buehler here is kind of a big deal. He's out of UCLA, Orange Lutheran High School prior to that. He's a great player at UCLA. And drafted just last June. And here he is late in a spring training exhibition game getting a start. He also has a pancreas that doesn't work. He's a type 1 diabetic and has to wear a pump all the time that regulates the pancreas. And he's really never let that slow him down at all.
The first player that really made an impact to help a lot of people, Ron Santo. The great Ron Santo with the Chicago Cubs who grew up and had diabetes and was wondering, can I play? And he was a wonderful inspiration. And the same with Garrett Mitchell. A lot of youngsters that he counsels.
Well, he's happy to tell his story. He doesn't want other kids to be slowed down if they happen to be in the same boat.
Yeah, well, it's a story that should be told to help others overcome what is perceived as maybe limitations and understanding how to get a handle on whatever it is that affects them.
0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And he is down on strikes as Buehler went with the high heat against Mitchell. 1 out for the Brewers in the second.
It's just gas upstairs.
That's the butane he's been looking for. So here's Corbin Burns. He'll try to get the runner Urias over to second base. Takes ball 1. Showed bunt, but pulled the bat back. Burns 0 for 1 so far this spring. This is not his first plate appearance. And he bunts it down the first base side successfully. Muncy charging Fields and throws to Lux, covering at first base. So the sacrifice goes 3-4, and that moves Urias over to second base.
Just little things. And boy, if you can prove to your manager that you can handle the bat, it can keep you in some ball games later on. You can bunt a runner over.
Well, you never know. You move a guy over in a game, one guy, do it successfully, that might be the winning run or the tying run. Big curveball to Colton Wong in for a called strike.
Wong comes over. He's going to be in that leadoff spot, but he comes over with just extremely good defense.
Swings and hits the ball well towards shallow left center field. Bellinger was bluffing to catch it. That's going to get a runner around as Urias with 2 outs is running on contact. And he will score. And it's an RBI base hit for Colton Wong. 4-2 Milwaukee.
And with the pitcher bunting the runner over. At first blush, Bellinger thought this ball might be going a little bit more. His first movement was a little bit lateral and not in. Still had no chance at all to catch that ball.
Two out, one on. Keston Hiura had a solo homer to open the scoring for Milwaukee last inning. He'll take a high pitch. And this one he got most of, if not all of it. Look how far it travels.
Well, using a new baseball this year that they say will not travel as far, you'd have difficult time proving that fact today, especially with the wind.
They might have mixed an old one into the batch today. 1 ball and 1 strike to Keston Hiura. Runner at first, 2 men out. 4-2 Milwaukee, bottom of the second. Buehler throws to first and Wong dives back. Pitch to Hiura. Curveball, wave and a miss. Good Buehler curve. Ball and 2 strikes.
Well, Wong also over at first base being held on by Max Muncy. Keep in fact that Wong stole 24 bases 2 years ago with the Cardinals in 148 games.
Hiura hits one high and deep to right center again. Back to the wall. Betts. He looks up. It is gone. Keston Hiura has hit another home run for the Brewers. A 2-out, 2-run shot. And the Brewers are peppering Walker Buehler here this afternoon. 6-2 Milwaukee.
This ball looked like it was a little bit towards the end of the bat. But up in that jet stream and that wind blowing out, and even the youngsters out trying to catch the ball had to go over their head with the extra distance.
And now Yelich takes outside ball 1.
Well, the type of afternoon already that Hiura's had, there might be a few more people watching this as, hey, I think I'll go to a leg kick now during my swing.
Strike delivered to Yelich. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is empty. 2 men out. A 4-run lead now for the Brewers. Buehler winds, kicks, delivers. This is just inside off the plate. 2-1. So Keston Hiura, 3 runs batted in today, 2 home runs. And the 2-1 delivery from Buehler. There's a strike at the knees. 2-2. So Buehler in what will be his final long tune-up. He'll pitch again before the start of the regular season. And that will be during the Freeway Series. Drops a curveball in too low. 3-2. At the second to last, the penultimate start in spring training is usually the longest that you'll have all of spring training. You want to get up around 90 pitches. 6 innings, 90 pitches would be ideal. Buehler winds and Sends a fastball right past the swinging Yelich for strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the Brewers strike for 3 more runs on a Hira home run. It's 6-2 Milwaukee after 2.
Of the Dodgers.
6-2 Milwaukee, top of the 3rd inning. Corbin Burns to face Walker Buehler. Buehler's first plate appearance of the spring. He takes a ball outside. Career 118 hitter, 1 home run. That came in St. Louis in 2019. It was an opposite field home run at Busch Stadium. Buehler will take strike 1, 1-1. I think now if you get into the ball the same way, it would travel probably further than the one did in St. Louis, where the wind is going in that right center field direction. Fastball off the plate outside. 2 balls and a strike. Buehler, then back to Betts and Seager this inning. Dodgers trying to cut into the Brewers' lead. A swing and a miss. It's 2-2. So 5 home runs have been hit in this game through the first 2 innings. To give you an idea of what kind of day it is, Justin Turner had the first one in the top of the 1st inning, a 2-run shot off the center field batter's eye. And Burns trying to be a little fine there, missing outside. 3-2. Turner with his first spring training home run. He's hoping for a turn again this inning. Payoff pitch from Burns. And Buehler waves and misses. Strike 3. 1 down. That's the 2nd strikeout for Burns today. Mookie Betts to the plate. Did you get a chance to see that GQ article on him yet?
I've not really had it's on my list tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a catch-up day, also known as an off day. That's when you catch up on stuff. First pitch high, and it's ball 1 to Mookie. Yeah, really fascinating read about Mookie Betts and just the way that he is. The fact that he was much more satisfied than to win a couple $100 in a bowling tournament than anything else he's done. He gets into it. And the lengths that he goes to prepare, whether it's to get ready for a Major League Baseball game or to travel around and bowl against people, it's remarkable the level to which he goes to get ready. Swing and a miss, and a pitch just off the plate, and it's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. This will be the 46th pitch of the afternoon for Burns. Mookie foul tips it into the glove of Narvaez to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Back to back, going away. That may have expanded the strike zone.
Narvaez setting up outside again. This pitch hit on the ground left side. Pulled to the shortstop, Luis Urias, and he throws out Betts. 2 away. Mookie now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Corey Seager 0 for 1, fly to left in the 1st. Well, after Burns gave up the home run to Turner and then walked Cody Bellinger, he's really settled down. He induced an inning-ending double play ball off the bat of Max Muncy, and overall he's retired 6 straight. Seager trying to change that, but he takes strike 1.
Different Corbin Burns, 2nd inning and also here in the 3rd versus what we saw in the 1st inning. He just could not hit location.
0-1 pitch. High and out, and it's 1-1. Burns ready, and the pitch. Fouled back and out of play. 1-2 strikes to Seager. So tomorrow's a day off, but not a day off for Julio Urias or Jimmy Nelson. There's a B game scheduled tomorrow, and they will both pitch in that B game tomorrow. Nelson's still hanging in there. He's had a good spring. And Julio figures to be part of the rotation. This pitch is low, and it's a 2-2 count.
David Price is pitching in a B game as we speak against the Cleveland Indians.
So the Dodgers getting a lot of usage out of the B games with their guys they're hoping that'll help the big club. The 2-2. Seager fouls it back. It looked like it might have caught the right knee of the home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez, but he's got shin guards on. So.
Yeah, he's very happy that the shin guards go down to the top of the shoes, and then the steel-toed shoes also.
So Alfonso Marquez crouches down now behind the catcher Narvaez, and the pitch. It's bounce foul.
Marquez going to have to do a lot of moving around with Narvaez because the catcher's moving around a lot. You see Marquez, he will set up initially, and then when the catcher moves, the umpire moves for protection.
Talking yesterday about pitchers who just like to have the catcher set up in one spot. That way the umpire does too. 2-2 to Seager, has smashed him to center field for a base hit. It's a well-earned hit for Seager. And a man aboard now with 2 men out.
Well, here's the question, and sitting on the outside corner for Seager is so good at just hitting the ball where it is pitched. We're not trying to pull a ball that's out away from him. But for a major league pitcher, you make your living throwing a baseball. Do you really have to have the catcher and his entire body to move that much? Or are you throwing to, as we talked about Catfish Hunter in yesterday's broadcast, in the simulcast, tell the catcher, look, stay middle of the plate. I'm going to use your shin guards and that slot off your left ear and your right ear.
A snap throw down to first base, and diving back safely is Seager.
Called a check swing on Turner.
Little precipitation now
See
in Maryville.
Raindrops have hit the backs of the seats a little bit. How can you play in this downpour?
I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle it, Rick. There's the 0-1. And Turner hits this one a long way down the right side. And a long run for McKinney. He'll run out of room. And so far in the young portion of this game, the Dodgers 1-2-3 hitters, including Turner before he has his second at-bat complete. 3 for 5 with 2 runs and 2 runs batted in. The rest of the lineup so far 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts.
We just saw it panning on the television side. One of the 14 umbrellas in the state of Arizona actually being used at the ballpark.
No kidding. I don't use too many there. Where do you buy them in Arizona? That's what I want to know.
Neighboring states.
They have an import tax on umbrellas there. There's one.
Mm-hmm.
There's another. Oh, that's 2.
Yeah. Cornered the market on umbrellas.
1-2 to Turner. Inside, backed him up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And of course, Kirsten has one.
We're staying warm over here.
That's good.
Warm and dry.
So they got the
We are staying warm and dry on this side.
You got the last umbrella in Arizona available.
I did. But I was told that this is the rainy time of the year while here, so it is expected for light rain. But they did have 110 days without any rain recently.
Now Justin Turner will go think about it for a second as he strikes out swinging. Dodgers down 6-2. Travis Shaw at the plate. Just took ball 1 ball, no strikes to the Brewers' third baseman. Dodgers down 6-2. Buehler winds, delivers. And that one catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Dodgers getting some substitutes in already in the ball game today. Breaking ball hit on the ground in the infield, and it was either Soto or Noisy making that play. It just snuck into the game. I think it was Noisy, third baseman. But there is McKinstry. Soto is in at short. Noisy at third, McKinstry in right. Those are the 3 changes right now.
You know, we may have seen Dave Roberts go very, very quickly to the bench. And the likelihood is, you know, the rain comes down. You don't want anyone to get hurt.
You got to take care of the regulars for sure. Curveball, Narvaez fouls it back. He's in the hole 0-2. Narvaez hit a home run in the first inning. And Buehler has surrendered 4 home runs through the first 2. And Narvaez ropes it off the glove of Muncy. Muncy trying to hang with it. Gets it to first base to Buehler, but just too late. That ball was stung. Base hit for Narvaez. And a 1-out single.
Well, this is a rocket just by the sound alone. He hooked around that fastball. Not able to knock it down, but the ball drifted too far away to get it and throw to the covering of Buehler in time.
A bunt to the third base side. Buehler will pick it up. Fires a fastball to first base to get McKinney out. A sacrifice for McKinney, although he looked like he was trying to bunt for a hit.
No question about that. In the rule book, it still says the official score has the option, but it is not observed that often. But then again, sacrifice bunts are not observed that often.
Didn't see too many last season, did we? With the DH.
You know another thing you don't see very often anymore? What's the last time you saw a pitch out?
Yeah, don't see that much. Yeah, so that was officially ruled a sacrifice.
Protect the average.
But yeah, you don't see the pitch out much. Used to see it a lot more often. Urias, shortstop, 1 for 1, had a base hit, scored a run in the second inning. Has a 1-1 count on him. And that's one of the things that Major League Baseball is looking at to try to get some of the aspects of the game that have been kind of missing back in. With the minor league experiments going on this year that might have a lot to do with it. Will we see more hit and runs? Will we see more stolen base attempts, especially at the AAA level where the bases are going to be closer together?
But only by inches.
It's a game of inches, right?
Yes, it is. But
how much does an inch mean, though, to a base stealer? A guy who's,
I don't know, but you're going to have a total of 6 inches less that you have to go because the bases are being increased in size in a couple of different professional leagues this year.
2-2 pitch, breaking ball outside, check swing. Did he go? No. And so Urias with a 3-2 count. Narvaez leads at second base, 2 men out. Buehler with 50 pitches in the books today. Still ways to go. Delivers, and this ball is hit in the air to center field. Waiting for it, Bellinger will make the catch. And the inning is over. No runs, a hit, man left. Go to the fourth inning. 6-2 Milwaukee. For store hours and details on how to purchase for home delivery. Cody Bellinger to lead off in the Dodger half of the fourth inning. Dodgers down 6-2. Corbin Burns ready to deliver. He's working out of the stretch at all times. Pitch to Bellinger. First ball swinging. Hits it high in the air to center. Doesn't have enough, though. Right in front of the warning track, Garrett Mitchell. He'll make the catch. One pitch, one out.
A little bit on the end of the bat.
Oh, that's why. The flags aren't moving when Bellinger got up.
It's all about timing.
It is. The wind calmed down at the wrong time.
Talking about the bases. In AAA this year, the sizes of the first, second, and third base bags will be increased from 15 inches square to 18 inches square.
Max Muncy takes on the inside corner for a strike.
So, in essence, a runner going from first to second or third will technically only will travel 6 inches less.
Half a foot. What kind of a difference will that make?
I don't know, but the people in charge, Major League Baseball, and I quote, shorter distances between bases created by the increased size of the bags will have a modest impact on the success rate of stolen base attempts and the frequency in which a batter runner reaches base on ground balls and bunt attempts.
Once he takes another strike, 1-2. But how about on double play balls? Somebody getting a good jump and a double play taking a little longer to develop. Guys get an extra 6 inches now to get to second base a little quicker. Maybe you don't see as many automatic outs in the middle. I don't know, spitballing. Once he takes low, and it's 2-2.
So the bags will increase in 3 inches in size, from 15 inches square to 18 inches square. I don't see how that's going to increase the stolen base percentage or frequency.
2-2 foul off.
If you made them really big.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see if it makes a difference. We'll see if it makes a big difference or less difference. That's why they're experimenting. But
well,
2-2 to Max Muncy. Swings and misses and strikes out. 2 gone.
Well, there's another area with an increased size of a much wider flat base. From a runner standpoint, it will emphasize even more the reason do not step in the middle of the bag as you are rounding the bag. Thus your foot could either A, catch a spike or it could slip. We've seen hyperextended knees at various times, at first base in particular, runners going down.
Yeah, so that's one thing certainly to keep an eye on is how base runners will cut the bag, whether they're going first to third or
Double-A defensive positioning. That's going to be one of the changes. We must have a minimum of 4 players on the infield, each of whom must have both feet completely on the dirt.
1-0 pitch to Pollock is fouled back.
In high A, the step-off rule that a pitcher must disengage from the rubber prior to throwing to any base. Something the Independent Atlantic League actually experimented with a couple of years ago.
Burns firing and the pitch inside for a ball. 2-1.
And in low A, pickoff limits to 2 step-offs or 2 pickoffs per plate appearance with at least 1 runner on base and robotic umpiring.
2-1. That's up high and in. 3 balls and a strike. And the way I haven't seen it in person yet. I know they tried it last year in the Atlantic League, but the way I understand that works, Rick, is that you still have a human umpire behind the plate. He's got an earpiece in. And the computer says ball or strike, and then he relays that, but the human umpire is still there in case there's plays at the plate and manage the game and to do other things. So it's not to replace the umpire. As ball, it takes a walk, but it's just to call the balls and strikes.
Yeah, but former National League umpire Harry Wendelstedt said in the 70s, and I quote, "If they did get a machine to replace us, you know what would happen to it? Why, the players would bust it into pieces every time it ruled against them. They'd clobber it with a bat."
Well, there's certainly the human element that the umpires bring to the table, and Alfonso Marquez in particular. One thing I noticed last year with no fans in the stands at Dodger Stadium, when he would be the crew chief, and he was teaching some of the younger umpires who were on his crew, that after the lineup cards were exchanged, he would look up to the Dodgers Spanish broadcast booth, and he would have all the umpires with him saluting Jaime Jarrín as a sign of respect.
Yeah, just as we do.
Yeah, we do every day. Genuflect in front of Jaime, but you know, when the umpires recognize that, and Alfonso passing that on to the younger umpires who are working on his crew.
Yeah, and the umpires have done that for a long time. To begin with, there was recognition as if Vin Scully would recognize the umpires. They kind of caught on and looked at it, and Jaime also joined in, but two highly respected gentlemen behind the microphones of the Dodgers, and can't wait for us basically to get back to Dodger Stadium. We can run into the Hall of Famer, Jaime, but the cardboard cutouts didn't yell at umpires very much last year.
They didn't. Lux takes a strike, 3-1.
A couple of them wanted to.
I'm guessing that some of the umpires probably had it in their heads. Boy, is it really quiet this year.
Yeah. Man, I haven't had anybody get on my case for a number of days.
3-1 to Lux. Swing and a miss. He swung so hard his helmet came off. And now the count full. So runner at first, 2 men out. Dodgers down 6-2. Batting in the fourth.
You know, when you kind of go along and say, hey, wait a minute, you go one day and another day and another day, and nobody gets on you, you have this sense of calm.
3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground right side. Hira is there. Underhand toss to Burns, covering. And side retired. No runs, no hits, 1 left, no Brewer errors. 3.5 in the books. It's Milwaukee 6, LA 2. 7-0 for the Brewers, 2-3-0 for the Dodgers. Bottom of the fourth inning. Along with Rick Monday and Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Miller. Hope you're enjoying the radio TV simulcast today. Spring training game number 23 for the Dodgers into the last week in Arizona. Less than a handful of games remain in Arizona. An off day tomorrow. And the Cubs in Scottsdale at Sloan Park Thursday. Dustin May will start that game, by the way. And then Friday back at Camelback Ranch against the Oakland Athletics. That'll be a Clayton Kershaw start. And then Saturday afternoon against Cleveland, Trevor Bauer will start. But Garrett Mitchell back up there. UCLA product. Swings and misses. In fact, John Savage, the head coach of the Bruins, said that he is the best athlete he's coached there.
He's got wonderful tools, just trying to get more consistency, find that. But he hit 2 home runs on Friday.
1-1 pitch. Curveball dropped in for a strike. Buehler settling down after allowing 3 home runs in the first inning and another in the second. And it was checked. He's never allowed 4 home runs in a game, whether it's been a spring training game or not. Spring stats are kept but don't really count. Curveball, swing and a miss. And Mitchell right over the top of a beautiful curveball for out number 1 in the Brewers' 4th.
Yeah, technically they don't count, but if they're being referred to, they count.
They count when they need to be counted. You're a veteran, right?
But it gets discounted in spring training. I mean, it's the same way. Well, you look at Trevor Bauer yesterday. I mean, he's going along. He says, look, he had accomplished, most games talking about that, had accomplished what he wanted to do in yesterday's outing. And he says, look, I'm just going to build up the pitch count. Get the work in.
There's no plan in the 5th inning other than just to get through it.
Yeah. The only play in the 5th was to end it.
Right. Corbin Burns launches one to right field down the line. Over there, Zach McKinstry reaches out, makes the catch. Burns is out. 2 gone for the Brewers in the 4th. Well, you just talk about spring training numbers. It depends on your status, too.
Yes.
If you're a veteran player and you're having a bad spring, it's only spring. No big deal. If you're on the bubble or somebody who's on the 40-man, yeah, everything counts. Everything counts. Colton Wong, leadoff hitter, up for the 3rd time today. And it counts to somebody. Certainly the spring numbers. Wong tried the bunt, popped it up, diving attempt. Did he get it? Don't know if he got it. He did not.
Well, a couple of things to look at. First of all, the left foot of Colton Wong. Is it within the batter's box? And does this ball hit the ground? Yes.
He rabbit trapped it. Yeah, hard to tell on that play from several hundred miles away. But a great effort by Barnes. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a breaking ball and a miss. 1-2.
Well, I really marvel at the fact. First of all, being left-handed, never caught. But I marvel at that how quickly catchers can pick up where the ball is actually hit.
Curveball tapped to the right side. That is out there. Sal Barnes with a good effort, and he'll lead off in the 5th. Dodgers trailing by 4 runs, 6-2. Top of the 5th inning, 6-2 Brewers. Brewers with 4 home runs, Dodgers with 1. Turner got it in the 1st. First pitch high to Barnes. Austin grounded out to the shortstop Urias in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1 today. Burns out of St. Mary's in Moraga delivers. Strike. Out of Bakersfield, California. Fastball, slider, curve, changeup. 4 basic food groups. And Barnes slaps this one in the air to right field and deep. And this ball will be caught on a back pedal by Billy McKinney. Terrific play by McKinney on a hard hit ball from the bat of Austin Barnes.
Not an easy catch either. Barnes, good swing. He's had good spring training. The Dodger catching staff has had a very good spring training, but McKinney, we talked about, look, trying to impress some people and find some more consistency. It's a nice catch.
McKinney's had a real solid spring for the Brewers, both offensively and defensively. Now Buehler, 2nd time up. Takes ball 1. Well, he looks out at Burns and he says, come on, man. He's smiling at him because he started him off with a curveball. Isn't that against the pitcher laws or something? The unwritten rules between pitchers? Nobody on. Start him off with a curve.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do that, right?
It ain't right.
That's just rude.
Well, Buehler will possibly maybe have an opportunity to reciprocate. But you're right. That's worth a few agitation marks.
Nothing doing in the Dodger bullpen currently. Pitch to Buehler. Swung on. Slapped out a play to the right. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Walker Buehler. Four pitches for Burns, so his outing's a little long in the tooth today. He'll probably go to about 90 or so. That should be it. We would expect one of 4 different relievers for Milwaukee to come in after that. Swing and a miss. He pumped one right down the middle, and Buehler laid on it. He goes down on strikes for the second time today. That is going to do it. So Bickford coming in for Burns. Phil Bickford will take over and try to finish up this inning as Corbin Burns leaves with a 4-run lead. He did surrender a home run to Turner in the first inning, but settled down after that. Pitching change timeout here in the 5th. One of those iconic team photos from the World Series after Game 6. Phil Bickford. His 6th game for the Brewers. The right-hander taking over for Corbin Burns. And pitching to Zach McKinstry. McKinstry's first plate appearance. Takes high ball 1. Mookie Betts went 1 for 2 before leaving the game.
Josh Hader is scheduled to also pitch for the Brewers sometime during this contest.
Bickford set and the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Devin Williams, another pitcher expected to work for the Brewers today. But Bickford on the hill right now on a 2-0 pitch. 3-0 as that one rides in low below the knees. McKinstry and then Sheldon Noisy is on deck. Dodgers will start getting some other folks some playing time here late. Pitch. Outside corner, good for a strike. 3-1 to McKinstry. Cody Bellinger will have another at bat. He's waiting his turn in the dugout. Got his helmet on already, but he's still a few batters away. 3-1 pitch from Bickford. Right down the middle, but it's cut on and missed. It'll fill the count 3-2. McKinstry, the Chippewa from Central Michigan. Bickford, his long blonde mane ready to go. The pitch. Snapped out a play down the left side of the field. It stays 3-2. Three ball, 2 strike pitch. Here it comes. And he gets McKinstry to swing and miss at a high fastball. Strikes him out. Dodgers gone in order in the 5th. With a man on. Gets it out of the yard again. 2 round trippers for Keston Hiura as he fouls the first pitch away from Buehler. Hiura having himself an afternoon. 6-2. Milwaukee leads it, bottom of the 5th inning. Buehler winds, fires, and it's outside right in the corner. Good for a strike. I think Hiura looked back at Alfonso Marquez for a moment and said, "Really?" Alfonso said yes, and the next pitch, a curveball hit in the air, deep to right center, but the ballpark's going to hold it this time. Back over there to get it is McKinstry, and the right fielder makes the catch. And Buehler retires Keston Hiura for the first out of the Milwaukee 5th.
Buehler, a little bit of a smile. For Hiura, the wind's died down a little bit. Didn't hit it quite as well. Did the other 2.
tough start to spring training. Started 1 for 16, but he's 7 of his last 18 since. Christian Yelich takes high and away for ball 1. Walker Buehler at 67 pitches, so still a ways to go for him today, you'd think. His mound opponent Corbin Burns already reached his pitch count. Breaking ball hit between the shift on the right side and out into right center for a base hit. Let's check in with Kirsten right now. Kirsten?
Thanks, Tim. There's been a lot of questions on what the starting rotation for the pitchers is going to look like. And with Clayton Kershaw going 2 days ago, Trevor Bauer yesterday, and Walker Buehler now today, is that what this lineup is going to look like? And Dave Roberts, as he answered, he said, while it's lined up that way, there are no answers just yet, but it is certainly how they're projecting it. But of course, it's not done until it's done.
That's exactly right. And who knows what happens in the next few days. I think the Dodgers are just leaving themselves an out in case something strange were to happen.
Yeah, Kirsten brings up a good point, because the other factor, too, and mentioned a little bit a while ago, is that, while this game is taking place, David Price was pitching in a B game against the Cleveland Indians crew.
And right now, Price would be lined up to start or pitch, to be more specific, in a role to be determined, either starter or reliever, on Sunday in the first game of the Freeway Series in Anaheim. Travis Shaw hits one past Vargas, and it's just foul. Ruled foul by Jordan Baker, the first base umpire. Jordan Baker's hard to miss. He's the tallest umpire in Major League Baseball. And so he was on top of this one. And immediately and decisively says foul ball.
Everybody in the ballpark, he had the best look of it.
Strike 3 called as Travis Shaw goes down on strikes for the second time in the game. Dylan Cousins is pinch running for Yelich at first base, by the way. He'll end up going out into the outfield after. There he is. Miguel Vargas at first, holding him on. Omar Narvaez, the Brewer catcher, takes high for a ball. Vargas, good baseball history in Cuba. Pitch high to Narvaez. So Vargas, the Dodger first baseman's dad, Lazaro Vargas, played 22 seasons in Cuba. Led the country to Olympic gold medals in 1992 and again in 1996. After all that time, Vargas's dad did defect 2015, and Miguel was with him. 2 years later, Miguel signed with the Dodgers. 2-1 pitch. Pretty good looking pitch there. Barnes wanted it, didn't get it, and it's now 3-1 to Narvaez. Buehler in the first 2 innings today. He delivers a strike there, count full 3-2. First 2 innings, 6 runs on 6 hits. Not 2 innings he'd like to remember, but in his last 2 2/3 innings, no runs on 2 hits. So he's settled down nicely. 3-2 pitch. Walked him on a pitch high and away. 2-out walk issued to Narvaez. That'll bring up Billy McKinney one more time. Gus Farland loosening up for the Dodgers in the bullpen. McKinney takes high and away. Buehler's command seems a little bit off right now. Brewers have signs for Barnes, and out of the stretch is Buehler. He kicks and fires, and this ball's hitting the ground right side. That's fair past Vargas. It'll roll into the corner. Cousins comes around third to score. And in the second, with a run-scoring double, is McKinney. Narvaez holds it third. It's now 7-2.
I mentioned McKinney. He was really a highly thought-of prospect with the Yankees. And then went over to Toronto, could not find the playing time. Eventually, he was designated for assignment. The chance here is he's been impressive for the Brewers.
Shortstop, Luis Urias. 7-2 now, Brewers. It's the same score that they beat the Dodgers by a week ago at Camelback Ranch. All 7 runs earned today. Pitch to Urias is fouled off. Pinch runner for McKinney is Westbrook. And now the pitch to Urias. Down the right field side again. Long run for McKinstry. That's going to drop in fair and bounce off the wall. Narvaez comes in to score. Westbrook comes in to score. It's a 2-out, 2-run double for Urias, and it's now 9-2 Milwaukee. And that's going to do it. Dave Roberts going to come out and get Walker Buehler. 83 pitches. His afternoon's done. As he got hit around a little bit today, especially in the first inning, second, and now here in the fifth. So Buehler's day is done. Dodgers trailing 9-2. Luis Urias at second base. And now Gus Varland will be called upon to try to wrap things up here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Third spring training appearance for Varland. Former 14th round pick of the Oakland Athletics out of Concordia University in St. Paul, Minnesota. 2 years ago in the Cal League with Stockton. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. Tarang is the pinch runner at second base for Urias, and Garrett Mitchell, first ball swinging, pops it up to left. A.J. Pollock under it. He'll make the catch. So Varland comes in with some quick and efficient work. One pitch and he gets out of the inning. Now 3 more runs come in for the Brewers on a tough day for Walker Buehler. Player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your world champion Dodgers and the rest of the league. Well, better days ahead for Walker Buehler. Got his work in today. Numbers-wise, probably not what he wanted. I think that's safe to say. But at the same time, we'll see how he feels tomorrow. See how he feels in a little bit in terms of some of the things he was trying to accomplish. Doesn't look too upset about things. His longest spring training outing has come to a conclusion at 84 pitches. Devin Williams, one of the better relievers in baseball, comes on to pitch for the Brew Crew. Last season, his ERA was almost non-existent, 0.33. We'll face Sheldon Noisy to start things for the Dodgers in the 6th. 9-2, Brewers leading. What did you think of Buehler today, Rick?
I thought it was really like 2 different Walker Buehlers. First inning, the second inning, no comparison. First inning, a leadoff single. 1 out later, a 2-run home run. I should say is it the back-to-back home runs after the 1 out in that first inning. But it's an afternoon. Yeah, he left with a smile, but not because he was pleased with the performance. It's just one of those days it didn't fit.
Mama said there'd be days like this.
Well, the curveball was not real sharp on a consistent basis. And the fastball left out over the plate. He got burned by it.
3-0 to Sheldon Noisy. The pitch takes it high, ball 4. Evan Williams, first man he faces, he walks, and the Dodgers with a man aboard. And Elliott Soto now at shortstop.
Tim, in the pregame show, alluded to the fact we did not know what the plan was for Walker Buehler. If it was a day to work on the breaking stuff, off-speed stuff, whatever it was. I didn't really see a pattern in there mixed in.
Soto takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Yeah, it's interesting to watch, and obviously you know that things are different in these types of games where the team doesn't live or die with the results. And the way spring training is, really, it's to get the hitters caught up, but mostly to get the pitchers on track and stretch them out.
Well, if today was a tune-up, he was off-key.
Yes. I'm sure that they'll look back at it and they'll try to find the things that were positive about it, things they want to look at that are positive. Soto takes a healthy cut there. And now Soto walks all the way around the batter's circle. He's got a 1-2 count on it.
And hoping that the next pitch, the bottom doesn't fall out of it like the last one.
Yeah, Devin Williams, a lot to look at with this guy. He is a tough customer on the hill. 1-2 pitch coming to Soto. Swing and a miss, and Soto out on strikes.
And the bottom fell out of that one too.
Sure did. Look at the spin on that. That's tough to handle. In November, the baseball writers named him the Jackie Robinson National League Rookie of the Year. He was the first relief pitcher to win that award in either league since Craig Kimbrell was with the Braves in 2011. He's the first non-closer since Scott Williamson in 1999. The first pitcher ever to get the award without logging a win or a save.
Williams out of Florissant, Missouri, which was also the home to another major league. He's the only other guy that I can think of. Joe Wallace, who was an outfielder with the Chicago Cubs for a while. Tarzan Joe Wallace. His hobby, cliff diving.
Sounds like fun. Bellinger swing and a miss. He's got a 1-1 count on it. That's not a hobby you can just take up casually either, I wouldn't think. Probably spent some time in Acapulco. 1-1 pitch. High target being set by the catcher. And the high target met, but out of the strike zone. 2-1. Bellinger today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Walked back in the first inning. Fly to center in the fourth. Williams ready to go, and the right-handers 2-1. Swung on and hammered down the line. It is hooking. And it is foul. Boy, he really put a charge into that baseball, but it just hooked too much.
Well, the swing is basically what you want to hold on to. And this swing is right there. Okay, pulls the ball, but goes on the television side of this simulcast. Stays back on it. Williams has one of the better changeups. The StatCast talks about average changeups in Major League Baseball last year. In particular, right-handed batters broke 13 inches. Williams was 18 inches.
His 2-2 pitch outside, 3-2 to Bellinger.
So he combined that with a fastball that averaged at 98. Two pretty good weapons on the opposite end of the spectrum.
His manager, Craig Counsell, says that changeup is more like a screwball because of the way that it kind of darts back into a right-handed hitter or away from a lefty, depending on who Williams is throwing it to. Payoff pitch from Devin Williams to Cody Bellinger. And Belly swings through it for strike 3.
And there's the heater after you get a pretty good taste for the changeup. But there's a reason that Baseball Digest voted Williams as the Major League Baseball relief pitcher of the year last year.
Yeah, he was a great find for the Brewers. Well, 2 men out. And Vargas the hitter. Vargas' first plate appearance this afternoon. Right-handed batter swings through the pitch for strike 1. 0-1. Now, Vargas in 2019 split time between low A and high A. Great Lakes, he hit 325 in low A, then advanced to Rancho and hit 284. Well, what a great start he had in Great Lakes. That was through 70 games, 280 at bats. Got a real good look, and then it was decided he move up. So far, career, very brief career in the minor leagues. He's hitting 314. 177 minor league games. 1-1. And he hits this one in the air to center field, drifting over toward right center. Mitchell under it. He'll make the catch. And the UCLA Bruin puts it away to retire the side. Through 5.5, it's Milwaukee 9, the Dodgers 2.
And then it's time for the Dodgers to head back to Southern California for the Freeway Series on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday against the Angels. The first game will be in Anaheim.
Looking forward to that. Seeing baseball in a big ballpark. And then after the Angels series, it's on to Colorado. And the regular season, and things start to count once again. And Victor Gonzalez made it count last season, didn't he? What a season he had. And here he is facing Daniel Vogelbach, former Mariner. If he were an airplane, he'd be a wide body. I mean, he is just a big man right there.
Yep, he'd be a transport plane. He was inked in. He's down on the little finger of the right hand over the knob of the bat. Craig Counsell was asked about Vogelbach, and he said, well, what's his best position? And Counsell didn't hesitate. He says, hitter.
Well, when he comes to the plate with that frame, he's got one intention. He wants to hit it 5 miles.
It's not the bunt either.
Yeah, he's not punting. He's not trying to go the other way for a single. And Victor has not zeroed in the sights yet. He's missed with the first 3 pitches. He's 3-0 to Daniel Vogelbach. Vogelbach awaits the next offering. Barnes signed down, and Victor, the lefty, set at the belt, shrugs his shoulders, now delivers 3-0. And now he finds the strike. His last 6 games, Vogelbach is hitting .385 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. It's .385. And he walks, takes a pitch inside.
The other thing about Vogelbach as well, and just checked it, he's out of options. So they have to make a decision. And if they do not keep him on the 26-man roster, he will be available. Decisions. And
Jace Peterson, third baseman, former Atlanta Brave. He's 3 for 7 in spring training. Nobody out, a man aboard. And the pitch. Ooh, curveball, backed him out of the way. Yeah, that's another thing we really haven't talked much about is this time of year when you have players who are out of minor league options and players with opt-outs and different clauses like that. They may be in a different uniform next week or not at all. Or sometimes they'll find a way to stay where they are, but there'll be some movement in this next week in terms of some fringe and borderline players.
Yeah, and sometimes a player who's out of options, it really creates a nightmare as far as a decision the organization has to make because, do you protect the player and keep them or say, hey, look, we can't use him, we can't afford to use him, and okay, he's out of options, but teams run out of options as far as the usage of players sometimes, but depending upon the makeup of their roster.
1-2 pitch. Low, and it's 2-2. Victor Gonzalez trying to work here in the 6th inning. Allowed the leadoff walk and now is deep in the count with Jace Peterson, 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss and got him with a hook.
The old equalizer.
First baseman, number 60, Dustin Peterson.
Just a sweeping breaking ball, and Peterson, the left-on-left matchup, just couldn't hang in there with it.
Now, when you get the hitter in his backside is going towards the dugout that's behind him, and the swing is leading over the outside part of the plate, it's not a good combination.
Dustin Peterson slams one into center field for a base hit. You can't tell your Petersons without a scorecard today for Milwaukee.
Brewers have seen quite a few pitches in this ballgame that have been down the fat part of the plate, and some averages have fattened up as a result of it.
So now 1st and 2nd, 1 out. Dylan Cousins came in to run for Christian Yelich in the 5th inning and scored a run. Left-handed hitter against the left-handed pitcher Gonzalez. First ball swinging, ropes it into right. McKinstry comes up firing, and he'll hold Vogelbach at third base.
Well, Jason Lane, the third base coach, threw out the arrestor hook.
Logan Knack getting settled into the Dodger bullpen now. Yeah, station-to-station baseball, 7-run lead, and Daniel Vogelbach's your lead runner. Yeah, had to find a way to slow him down.
Tell you, arrestor hook. Take it right off the aircraft carrier.
Victor hoping to get out of this with a ground ball somewhere to the infield. One out, bases loaded. Brewers have done a good job so far with the bases loaded today, or with men in scoring position, I should say. 4 for 6. Corey Ray, the right fielder, is up. One ball and 1 strike after the foul ball to Corey Ray. Brewers are swinging the bats today. 12 hits. Dodgers only 3. They lead at 9-3, bottom of the 6th. Where'd that rain go, by the way? Could use some right about now. A foul ball, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, we're approaching that time in a situation of ball game. If there's no rain, how about finding out where the controls are of the sprinkler system?
One of those days.
That has been done in more than one minor league ballpark to maybe erase the final game of a season of a team that's going nowhere but home.
I know of a game in the Florida State League 2 years ago where the timers for the sprinklers were not tended to properly, and they ended up not playing the game. Ray strikes out. He's looking out there at Victor saying, how did you do that? Watch this.
I actually went to Arizona State a number of years ago, Tim, to get out a ceremony to retire my number at a game. I get there and I say, hey, we've called it off. And what, you change your mind? No, there was actually a car hit a phone pole. The sprinkler system was on. The clock stopped, and it flooded the field.
Oh. It wasn't your day. It was supposed to be your day.
Nope. U-turn.
Knack will come on for the Dodgers. 9-2 in the 6th. Landon Knack will now take over for the Dodgers. 7.71 ERA, 2 1/3 innings pitched. Struck out 2. He's allowed 2 runs. That's why they inflated ERA in short work.
Well, everybody's got their eye on him as the second-round pick last year by the Dodgers out of East Tennessee State.
Landon Dakota Knack. He'll face Luke Maile, catcher. First plate appearance for Maile. And the pitch to him is high ball 1. 2 outs, bases loaded. Brewers up 9-2. Maile so far 1 for 13. And that one was a home run against the Dodgers in the 7th inning a week ago. It's been his only hit so far. One ball and 1 strike. And here comes the pitch. That's up high and in. 2 balls and a strike. So Knack trying to get the Dodgers back to the bat rack and start the 7th inning. He comes in and trying to work out a Victor Gonzalez jam. Victor gave up 2 hits, struck out 2, walked a man. And the pitch. Missed a little bit high. 3-1. Nowhere to put him. Roberts keeping a close eye on the pitching prospect. Seen some pretty good ones for the Dodgers. They have some exciting prospects to look at. Knack among them. And this one's fouled back, and the count goes to 3-2. So the merry-go-round will start. The runners will take off with the pitch.
Well, this is a great experience for a youngster that just signed last year. You get a chance to come into the Major League camp. It's an eye-opener because you're looking around. You see Kershaw on one side. You see Trevor Bauer. You see the rest of the guys, and you become familiar with not only the organization but the players and what got them to the major leagues.
3-2, runners go. Swung on and missed as Knack blows him away. A rising fastball from Landon Knack. And he escapes. Brewers come up empty in the 6th. Flash opening day. Registration is open now through Sunday, March 28th, so don't miss your chance. It'd be great to have people back at Dodger Stadium, that's for sure. It's Josh Hader, 0-1 in spring training. Hard-throwing lefty. Takes over in the top of the 7th inning. He'll face A.J. Pollock, who's got one more bat in him today. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Swing and a miss for a strike.
Hader is looking forward to this ball game because this is the first time that he's gone back-to-back games this spring. And he said the reason he's looking forward to it is says this is where you get your body used to being in the recovery aspect.
Delivers outside, 1-1.
And there's nothing dainty about the delivery of Josh Hader.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially for a left-handed hitter. Pollock, a right-handed hitter, he gets to see the ball a little bit more than the lefty might. Let's pitch outside, and it's now 3-1.
You say it's interesting for a left-handed batter?
Well, that's one way, I guess, to put it.
That was like saying a left-handed batter, it was fun to face Randy Johnson.
Well, you know what today's the anniversary of, speaking of Randy Johnson?
Hey, every once in a while I give you a lob toss.
Good, you put it right on a tee for me. There's a bouncer foul, third base side, 2-2. Yeah, today's the anniversary of when the bird happened to fly right in front of Randy Johnson's pitch. And that was not the bird's best day. It was his last day.
Yep. Final flight.
Yep. Just something that is impossible to even happen. The odds against that happening are incredible. I know there was a TV show that tried to recreate it, tried to find out if it was possible to be done again, and they couldn't do it again. They had these sports science guys working on it for a long time.
There are some things you're better off just leaving it alone.
I want to say Jeff Kent was at the plate.
Didn't matter.
Pollock swings, fouls this one back, 2-2. But anyway, your point is not fun to face a guy like Randy Johnson. Can't be, especially if you're a lefty. But Hader's got that unique delivery that has caused some hitters in the National League Central Division, especially Fitz. And what do you think of the Brewers' chances in the Central this year, the way that division might line up? Pitch down low, check swing. And he went. So Pollock is out. One down.
Second baseman, number 9, Gavin Lux.
Yeah, what do you think about the Brewers' chances in the Central, Rick? I mean, they've got the Cardinals to contend with. The Pirates are still not where they want to be. The Reds, I don't know if they're going to be any better.
Well, the Brewers, and for Kurt Counsell, he likes his chances better. First of all, they didn't beat themselves in the gloves, and they have now 2 Gold Glovers in the infield. Colin Wong will help shore up the defensive aspect on top of it. The Brewers were able to score runs last year, and if Hader can get a lead at the back end of the game, you're kind of enthused about that if you're a Brewer fan.
1-1 to Gavin Lux. Lux is 0 for 2 today. Strikeout victim in the second.
By the way, Calvin Murray was the batter.
Was it Calvin Murray?
Mm-hmm.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. So Lux behind in the count as Hader gets the sign from Maley, the new catcher. He comes set at the belt and fires. A swing and a miss, and for the second time today, Lux is out on strikes.
13, Austin Barnes.
Austin Barnes will bat for a third time. He's 0 for 2. Ground out and fly out, but he won't face Hader. Greg Counsell says, job done. The first two guys. However, 3-batter minimum is supposed to be observed at this stage of spring training.
Yep.
So he didn't face 3. But what are they going to do?
Come on, Dave. Protest the game.
Pitching change here in the top of the 7th. 9-2 Brewers. Came out of the dugout. He just said, put him on. We didn't see that. And now Outman is pinch running for him. So that'll cover the 3 men that Hader had to face. And here's Eric Yardley to take over with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning and a man aboard.
Although he only faced the 3rd batter on paper.
On paper, if that. It's just manipulation of the rules. Shouldn't you have to throw a pitch to him? DJ Peters.
I actually like the strategy, and it's something that, managers will think about doing.
A strike called to Peters. I don't remember seeing that last year, first year of that rule. Do you remember seeing anybody intentionally walk somebody just to get the pitcher out of the game?
Not to get the three batter minimum, but I actually like the move by Craig Counsell. And from a managerial standpoint, there's something to kind of put away in the back pocket for during the season.
Peters pops this one straight up in the infield. Chase Peterson, the third baseman, puts it away. It is stretch time in Maryville. Middle of the 7th. Milwaukee Brewers 9, Los Angeles Dodgers 2. Every Wisconsin sporting event, it has to be played apparently, no matter if it's University of Brewers. It's time of the day, at night they jump around.
By the way, I did some research between the half innings and the completion about how difficult is it. Talk about Randy Johnson in the state. Hit the dove with a pitch. Ball was on his way. The dove was flying in from right to left. A postdoctoral researcher at Cornell Lab of Ornithology says, there are about 2,400 Major League Baseball games per season. 250 pitches per game between both teams. So if you limit yourself and you go over the last 20 years, it amounts to a bird being hit once every 12 million pitches.
That frequently, as Jamie Westbrook flies out foul to Miguel Vargas for the first out of the Milwaukee 7th.
There had been instances, and one of them I heard about, from someone that hit the ball. The batter hit a ball, looked like it was going to go out of the ballpark. I mean, towering. It hit a bird. The bird left the park, but the ball did not.
I mean, think about the number of birds you see at a ballpark. I mean, they're all over the place, right? I mean,
well, how about the seagulls in San Francisco?
Exactly. I know they have a problem with them in Detroit, where the groundskeeper has this air gun that makes a noise that scares all the birds off, and she had to come out and do that several times. But yeah, I mean, in San Francisco, prime example, they're everywhere, especially in the 8th inning. They seem to know.
Yeah. Well, they're part of a tight union.
Yeah. 2-0 pitch to Turang, Bryce Turang, shortstop. Now,
evidently, they have watches up there too.
It's uncanny. It doesn't matter if it's a day game, a night game. The birds in San Francisco know it's the 8th inning, and then they start circling.
Good off-speed pitch right there by Nagy. We saw came in and Malley on a strikeout. The only batter he faced in the 6th inning in relief.
3-2.
Boy, it's fun to watch the young guys that, I mean, he just drafted last year.
And Knack winds and fires, and he gets it past him. So when he needs it, he pulls it out of the back pocket, and he throws gas right past Turang for a strikeout.
Yeah, nice weapon to have where you can reach back and get a little bit on top of it. And that comes, 2 pitches after a very good off-speed pitch.
Fedorovich doing the catching today. He was reassigned prior to the game today, but he's here performing in the 7th inning. Veteran catcher has been around. Garrett Mitchell of UCLA, just drafted last year. One guy with a really good future. The Brewers letting him get some exposure in these big league exhibitions. 0-2 quickly to Garrett Mitchell on a foul.
Yeah, he's just got a lot of movement, and he's trying to define consistency. There's been no question on the tools, but again, if he hits it, he can go a long way. 2 home runs on Friday.
The pitch spiked and blocked. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Garrett Mitchell. 20th pick overall last year. Originally out of high school as a 14th round pick by the A's, but turned it down to go to UCLA. And he swings and strikes out. And Mack has been in the ball game facing 4 men. He struck out 3 of them. So the strong arm landed Mack, having the upper hand there on the 7th. 9-2 Brewers on to the 8th.
10 hits, and when he was asked about his start, he said, "You want to be successful. You want to go home confident with what you did, but at the end of the day, that's what this spring training is for. It's to build up." So we take that as a positive, I guess, and try to work on some of the stuff that went wrong moving forward.
Yeah, that's the thing, is you look for the positives today. You're always looking for that silver lining in a spring training outing. And that's what they'll come away with today, even though it's a day numbers-wise you might not like. But Zach McKinstry starts the Dodgers' 8th off with a base hit up the middle. A man aboard for Sheldon Noisy. 9-2 Brewers. Top of the 8th, 1 on, nobody out. Kirsten Watson and Rick Monday, Tim Neverett with you on the radio TV simulcast. Glad you're along no matter where you're listening or watching today. Dodgers getting closer and closer to wrapping up the Arizona portion of the exhibition season. Noisy swinging a miss. The side-winding Eric Yardley puts just enough spin on it. Make that ball dip a little bit. Luke Maley setting the target, and Yardley floats it up high, and Noisy watches it for a ball.
That's a pitch is just difficult because it doesn't seem natural. Because you get a guy that drops down from the side, that throws the breaking ball, and the ball's going up.
Next offering outside, 3-1 to Noisy.
Which seems to be anti-gravity, but the rotation of a baseball, the breaking ball from a guy that's a submariner.
And now that goes against the gravity ball. Now you have your anti-gravity ball. That one more of a gravity ball as it went down. It's fouled down the third base side.
Well, over the years, there have been some pitchers that have altered the aerodynamics of a baseball, and they really look like a gravity-seeking pitch. You take a baseball and you scuff it in the right place, you release it the right way.
The ground ball toward the middle, could be 2. Backhand flip to short, Terang to turn, and that's a double play. Well, 4-6-3, that erases McKinstry. 2 down, and the bases are empty.
So there have been pitchers that have altered baseballs. There have been catchers that have altered baseballs for their pitchers. There have been catchers that have, after catching a ball, would, on their way to throw it back, would just scrape the ground where it was on purpose, a little muddy around home plate, put mud on the ball.
Soto at the plate fouls this one off. 0-1 to Elliott Soto. I mean, balls get thrown out of games now when they hit the dirt, so they're using more baseballs and the last few years than ever. Dennis Santana loosens up for the Dodgers in the bullpen. That ball will be thrown out of the game as it hits the dirt. Brand new wall comes in.
If I remember correctly, I think the number last year, I saw something somewhere, says the average lifespan of a Major League Baseball is between 5 and 8 pitches.
Sounds about right. But when a pitcher finds one he likes, he knows he's going to be throwing with multiple baseballs, but we'd like to keep that in there as long as possible.
I've always wondered, though, there's some pitchers that'll strike out a batter, right? They'll get the ball back and then ask for a different baseball.
That doesn't
the ball's
make any
not
sense.
been altered, has not hit the ground.
2-1 to Soto, again bounced foul, and it's 2-2.
And in the past, you would get on some surfaces, especially artificial surfaces, where a ball may be, well, again, aerodynamically rearranged because of a scuff mark. Pitchers will say, hey, look, don't throw the ball out of the ballpark. No, give it back to me. I'll see if I can work with it. Because you get a ball that's scuffed, you can make it do everything except play the piano.
Is that right?
You can.
Well, I know you can make it do things.
You can make it tail. You can make it take off. You can make it sink like you cannot believe. And you can have one that appears to defy gravity.
The trick is keeping it in the game long enough.
And not getting caught.
Soto slaps a foul and out of play. Still 2-2 to Elliott. Catchers giving an assist to pitchers. Sometimes were position players ever involved in helping to doctor baseballs?
You betcha.
So again fouls it down the third base side.
Rolled up tarp. Just had an appetizer of a baseball.
Two and 2 to Elliott Soto. Bases empty, 2 down, 9-2 Brewers, top of the 8th. As Soto takes low and in, and it's 3-2.
Some of the guys who used to doctor balls were like surgeons, and other guys, it's like they were in wood shop.
Had a lot of gear with them.
No, there were just no. Well, put it this way: they were not work. It was not custom job. It was. It's like repairing your car. If you go to a place and say, "Well, we're going to put it up on cinder blocks," you know right away the guy's not going to do what you would consider maybe a.
I see. Base hit for Soto to right field. So a very good at bat for Soto.
You see hitters that stay in there and just grind and grind and at bat, and then the payoff is you get a base hit.
10-pitch at bat for Soto, and he works himself a nice base hit. Runner aboard with 2 outs. And this will be Rangel Ravelo. Ravelo hitting in Bellinger's spot. First plate appearance for Ravelo. Bellinger, by the way, 0 for 2 with a walk today. Four for 20 in spring training. Half of his hits good for doubles. Facing Eric Yardley. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside corner taken for strike 2. So the Dodgers got off to an auspicious beginning today with a Justin Turner home run with 1 out in the first after Mookie Betts had led the game off with a base hit to make it 2-0. And ever since then it's been all Brewers. The Brewers really shocked Walker Buehler in the first inning. 3 solo home runs allowed. Keston Hiura, Christian Yelich, and Omar Narvaez hitting home runs. And then Hiura would hit a 2-run shot in the second inning. Pair of home runs today for Keston Hiura of UC Irvine. And there's a base hit for Ravello. Soto will turn second. He's got to stop. Looked like he was on his way to third, but he threw on the brakes. Back-to-back 2-out singles for the Dodgers.
Yeah, one thing you do not want to do is get thrown out trying to go from first to third when you are down by a truckload of runs.
And it looks like that's going to be it for Eric Yardley. As he is unable to finish the inning, so Craig Counsell comes and gets the sidewinder. And we will take a pitching change timeout. Top of the 8th, 2 on, 2 out, 9th inning. And you want to talk about a different kind of look and angle. 6'8" left-hander Angel Perdomo from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic now comes on to counteract what the Brewers just threw out there with right-handed sidewinder Eric Yardley. 2 on, 2 out. Miguel Vargas the batter, and he takes a strike.
Perdomo impressed Craig Counsell in the Brewers last year in spring training. Eventually got up with 3 games at the big league level, but Perdomo said, and being 6'8", listed at 265, he says, the one thing I battle is balance.
0-1 pitch to Vargas. Breaking ball on the outside edge, comes in the back door for a strike. 0-2. Ravello at first base, Soto at second. This is the first at bat the Dodgers have had in the game with a runner in scoring position, believe it or not. 0-2 on the way. Perdomo, long look at second, now fires. Check swing by Vargas. He did not go. Many spring training games, 8th inning. Not a close game. Check swing, appeal. It's going to be a strike, but that time it wasn't. 1-2 from Perdomo. Swing and a miss, and he gets Vargas out. So no runs, 3 hits in the inning, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 8th. Now on that today, so stand by for that.
Don't blink.
Don't blink, you might miss it, but we'll be there. Dennis Santana's there too. So he comes on to pitch in the bottom of the 8th inning. 7th appearance in a spring training game. 5.68 ERA, 8 strikeouts over 6 1/3 innings. So more strikeouts than innings pitched. Santana looks like he's done the work in the offseason in terms of the body.
Just a live arm trying to find the consistency and really a command that'll help him on the mound. Will reduce the number of pitches and I think overall his effectiveness.
Face the big fella, Daniel Vogelbach. And the first pitch fouled off. It's 0-1.
Vogelbach stands a long way from home plate. That pitch was on the outside corner. He had to reach for it.
Santana out of the stretch. Right-hander's pitch. Missed high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Vogelbach. Santana last pitched on the 10th of March. Remember last year he made the opening day roster for the first time. Spent the bulk of the season in the big leagues. Vogelbach takes a strike, and it's 1-2. Last year he went 1-2 with a 5.29 ERA, had 12 appearances. Pitch missed inside. Vogelbach had to lift up the arms to get him out of the way. The afternoon cruising along in Maryvale today. 2,240 in attendance at American Family Fields of Phoenix. Swing and a miss, and Santana got him to chase.
Well, the movement of this pitch, first of all, you just came inside off the plate, and then you go with something that is just sinking a two-seamer is away, and just a late swing. Great movement, terrific location.
Jace Peterson, another left-handed batter. Takes the ball inside. You just gotta like the changeup from Santana to the left-handed batters. It fades away from them. Fedorovich sets the target, and a swing and a miss.
The bottom fell out of that one.
Santana's 1-1 is hit very hard to right center. And that ball will bounce a couple of times and hit the wall. McKinstry will pick it up with a warning track. Sends it back in, and it's a stand-up double for Jace Peterson. Thirteenth hit for the Brewers this afternoon. Now here is Dustin Peterson. First pitch outside. So when you look at what they've done with the bats today, 13 hits, 7 of the 13 have been for extra bases, including 4 home runs. 2 by Keston Hiura. Offers inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Well, 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out, 1 on. And Santana looks back at Peterson at second base, and he'll come home now to Peterson. The other one. And there's a strike. Let's check in now with Kirsten.
Thanks, Tim. For Dennis Santana, in his last outing, he played in a backfield game in which Dave Roberts really has just been praising him all throughout spring training. And when he was asked if he sees him in a spot on this roster this year, he said that he provides a lot of value, so he has got a really good chance. He's liked what he's done, and he's giving himself an earning opportunity to make the club this year.
It has been. And that's the thing that we don't see often unless you're there and allowed to watch in the backfields. You don't see what happens here. If you didn't see, then you missed Clayton Kershaw pitching there the other day. You missed David Price doing it today. You see a lot of things around the spring training complex when it's open and available. And Santana, one of those guys who's trying to take advantage of not only his activity here in these games. It was a wild pitch that'll move the runner up from second to third, so Jace Peterson down to third base. But also taking advantage of what they see away from the main stadium. And those types of things, Mona, they really count to the coaching staff, to the baseball operations department, because they keep a close eye on what everybody does all the time.
Absolutely. And they have reports that they make out. They have meetings.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to swing the slider in the dirt. So Dustin Peterson out on strikes. That's 2 strikeouts for Santana.
If you have a good showing, I don't care if it's on the backfield or wherever it is. You could be out in the parking lot somewhere. If you have a good showing, a good outing, they're going to talk about it. And for young players, how much do you advance from one year to the next? Oh, there are expectations. But what about the development? Not the plan for development, but after that plan has been executed, how about the responsibility of the player?
Dylan Cousins. Pitch outside, and it's 2-0 now to Cousins.
I just looked at a website that had listed some prominent pitchers over the years, going way, way back, that may have altered the aerodynamics of baseballs?
He did. Strike call, 2-1. What did you find? What did you discover?
I can vouch for a couple of names that I saw in there. 4 to be exact, but I also saw that there was an omittance or 2 or 4.
2-1 popped up. Soto backpedaling into shallow center field. He'll make the catch. We've got a question for Rick when we come back. It's 9-2 Milwaukee heading to the bottom. Justin Topa takes over in the top of the 9th inning. 9-2 Milwaukee. 3 outs to get for the Brewers. Topa 1-0 in 5 prior appearances, but he's been hit around a little bit. 8 hits over 4 1/3 innings. He's got that changeup grip to start things, and he'll face Andy Burns. First pitch to Burns is low ball 1. You were telling me there was a couple of omissions in the list that you had, Rick.
Well, and more than just 2. A small Covey. I noticed.
Covey. These are pitchers that maybe altered the baseball,
or somehow, some way, the ball got altered, we should say. Gaylord Perry, I think, comes to everyone's mind.
Pitch to Burns. Breaking ball outside. 2-1 to Burns.
Because I noticed 2 things about Gaylord Perry, who played for just about every franchise in his Hall of Fame career. I mean, he was one terrific pitcher. And yeah, the baseballs seemed to get altered because somewhere between the pitcher's mound and home plate with Gaylord Perry, the ball went through a car wash. If you shook hands with Gaylord Perry, you needed a towel to wipe off your hand. Vaseline. Well, a couple of the names came up. Whitey Ford's name came up, and he had Elston Howard, the catcher, that helped him out.
Burns draws the leadoff walk in the 9th.
Dodgers years and years ago had someone that admitted that he had altered. Preacher Rowe. He's a terrific guy. Terrific pitcher. But there have been a few over the years that the way that the ball moved was somewhat, well, interesting.
Tim Fedorovich. Came back nicely for a strike. 0-1.
In fact, a former teammate of mine, I caught the 3rd out of the same inning. Ball hit by the same batter off of 2 different pitchers.
Okay.
Same game.
0-1 pitch to Fedorovich is down low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
In St. Louis. Center field, fly balls hit to me. Doug Harvey was the second base umpire. The pitcher was on the mound. They had been collecting baseballs. All the baseballs mysteriously were scuffed in exactly the same spot.
Wasn't a coincidence of any sort.
So I catch the 3rd out coming in. Doug Harvey said, "Let me see the ball." I tossed the ball to him. He called timeout. Ejected the pitcher. Had to warm up another pitcher. He gets loose, throws the first pitch to the same hitter that I just caught the ball from. Hitter hit it to me again. I got the 3rd out of the same inning off of 2 different pitchers, the same batter.
Okay. Fedorovich up in the air to right field. And that'll be caught by Cousins.
And it's not a secret because the said pitcher, who up until right now remained nameless, and it became common knowledge because he threatened to sue if the ejection was not overturned. He didn't want to get fined. It was Don Sutton.
How do you suppose that ball gets scuffed in the exact same spot every time?
It must have been atmospheric conditions.
James Outman takes ball one inside. Outman, left-handed batter, awaits a fastball here from Topa. Bailey sets the target. Here's the pitch. Tailed outside. 2-0.
The all-time guy that got caught, though, had to be Joe Niekro. They went to the mound to check him out, and the video showed that he reached into his hip pocket as he was on the mound and tried to deflect attention one direction while he was pulling a nail file out of his pocket and throw it in the other direction.
And then he emptied his pockets and said, see, there's nothing in them. Oh, strike call. And now the count 2-1 to Outman. But over the years, Major League Baseball has done more and more to police such activity.
Mm-hmm.
You think much of it still goes on?
No.
Pitch inside, 3-1.
And the reason I say that is because the baseballs, again, are in the game for such a short period of time. And the balls are authenticated, so there are representatives from Major League Baseball that are constantly getting balls, authenticating them, and many go to charity.
3-ball, 1-strike pitch to Outman. And that's outside, ball 4. So 2 walks for Topa now, and the Dodgers with runners at first and second and 1 out.
But it was interesting. I looked at another website and I smiled when I saw the photo of this pitcher who was listed. Accurately, don't know.
Why did he make you smile?
Well, when you know somebody, it's just kind of makes you smile.
Oh. Yeah, but you probably know a lot of pitchers on that list.
That's why I'm smiling.
DJ Peters, the batter, he takes a strike. You just don't want to out anybody, that's all.
No. And quite frankly, it's something that's very difficult to prove.
0-1 the count, stretched by Topa. Pitch is down below the knees. 1-ball, 1-strike to DJ Peters.
What I like about this inning is you got a lot of the younger guys that, they haven't been in a hurry to swing the bat. Take pitches if need to.
They've taken a lot of pitches. They've drawn 6 walks today, which in that department is a good day. Peters fouls it away, 1-2. The Dodgers had a 2-0 lead in this one, and then things went south in a hurry, and were outscored 9-0 after that.
It was on the TV side, a great shot of Dave Roberts. Dave is not missing one thing that happens anywhere on this field.
1-2 to DJ Peters from Justin Topa. Long pause by the right-hander. Now the pitch. It's inside.
I see the darting eyes of Dave Roberts, who's getting a good lead, who's getting a secondary lead, who's anticipating. Are the runners, are they leaning when the ball is fouled off? There's constantly something to see, to analyze on a field.
2-2 to Peters. High chopper over the mound. A wave and Outman at second base by Westbrook, the second baseman. He missed Outman. Outman's safe, and everybody's safe. And the bases are now loaded.
Outman somehow was able to stop at least some of his forward momentum and avoid the tag.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it. And avoids being tagged out.
You know, the other thing, too, Tim, is that we talked about this, I believe, yesterday, is that DJ Peters is a big, big man. And yet he was able to scamper down that line fast enough. Talk about things that Dave Roberts was able to discern. There was no play at first base either.
McKinstry at the plate. Take a breaking ball for a strike. So in case you're wondering, Peters gets credit for a base hit. So 2 walks and a base hit have loaded him up in the 9th for the Dodgers. Down 9-2. And McKinstry behind in the count, 0-1. Topa from the stretch. Sends one home and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Day off for the club tomorrow, although there'll be a B game over at Camelback Ranch where Julio Urias and Jimmy Nelson will pitch in that. That's the schedule for now. So even though it's an off day, it usually isn't a complete off day for the entire organization. They try to utilize whatever time they can in spring training this year, as it was cut down some.
And opening day just 9 days away.
Bases clogged. It's a 2-1 count to Zach McKinstry. And the pitch from Justin Topa coming. McKinstry fouls it off, evening it up 2-2. Sheldon Noisy on deck for the Dodgers. Outfield playing straight up for Zach McKinstry, left-handed batter. And the pitch outside, 3-2. So the Dodgers aren't necessarily making it that easy on the Brewers here in the 9th inning. Justin Topa with 23 pitches so far hasn't helped his own cause either. Payoff pitch to McKinstry. And a ground ball left side. It's going to be a long throw to first. And McKinstry is safe. Everybody's safe, and the Dodgers get a run. Andy Burns comes in to score. It's 9-3.
And the base running, McKinstry able to scamper down. So we saw Outman and Peters good base running and hustling on the previous at bat, and now McKinstry slaps it down the third base line and scampers to first.
McKinstry doing a good job of hitting the ball where it was pitched. Trying to go the other way. So this is the first run for the Dodgers since the top of the first inning when Justin Turner hit a 2-run homer. Mound visit quickly for Justin Topa. Now activity for the Brewers in the bullpen. Here comes the pitch to Noisy. Outside corner for a called strike. 0-1. Thursday night, Dustin May will get the call on the hill. He'll pitch against the Cubs in Mesa at Sloan Park. So May still hanging in there. May with a great opportunity to make the opening day roster. Noisy bangs one up the middle. That's a base hit. Dodgers are going to add on as Outman comes in to score. And right behind him, DJ Peters. Dodgers trying to make a ball game out of this. It's 9-5.
The shock troops trying to just continue the conga line here in the 9th.
That is going to do it for Justin Topa. 2-run hit for Noisy. Ends Topa's afternoon. So a pitching change in Maryville. Milwaukee 9 and the Dodgers 5. He's been a Dodger farmhand up until this year. This is his first year with the Brewers. He has appeared in 4 spring training games so far. No decisions in a 3.86 ERA. Gone 2 1/3 innings. The one hit that he gave up was a home run. He is out of Nicaragua. Leo Crawford, who last pitched in Double-A in Tulsa in 2019. Also in Advanced A Rancho Cucamonga. He was 5-4 there, 2-0 with Tulsa. And he'll face Elliot Soto. 2 on, 1 out in the top of the 9th inning. Dodgers trying to climb their way back into this one.
Crawford came over in that Corey Knebel deal. Cash considerations and a player to be named later. Well, the player to be named later is now pitching against the Dodgers.
Soto, base hit last time up. Pitches in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Runners do not advance as Maile kept the ball in front. Last year with Rancho, started 16 of the 19 games he appeared in, and with Tulsa started 5 of the 6. So primarily a starter. And coming out of the Milwaukee bullpen here in the 9th. Mop-up duty. He hopes. 2-0 pitch is high, 3-0. He's a pitch away from loading the bases up.
Crawford normally, when he's on, off-speed pitch. He's not a guy that's going to be in the mid to upper 90s, but he wants to disrupt the timing of hitters.
Rangel Ravelo is on deck. 3-0 pitch to Soto. Crawford set, left-hander kicks, fires, and it's just barely on the outside corner, a called strike. Crawford peeks in, has the sign he wants, and he's ready to go. Looks back at second, and the pitch. And high ball 4, and the bases are full of Dodgers once again. McKinstry at third, Noisy at second, Soto at first. And now Rangel Ravelo becomes the 8th Dodger to come to the plate this inning.
Stay away from hitting the ground ball.
And he represents the tying run. For a while today, Dodgers never thought they'd get to this point in the game, but here we are. Rangel Ravelo. He had a base hit his last time up. He swings and hits one into left field, a base hit. McKinstry will score. Everybody moves up a station. It's 9-6. Ravelo 2 for 2.
Well, we've got a pitcher that everywhere he looks, there's a Dodger runner. He falls behind on the first pitch. You know he's going to come back and throw a strike.
And now the tying run's on base. Miguel Vargas 0 for 2. Ready to keep the line moving. Facing Leo Crawford in the top of the 9th inning. It was 9-2 when we started this frame. It's now 9-6 as Vargas fouls one away. 0-1 to Miguel Vargas. Vargas waiting. Crawford's got the sign. Runners lead from first, second, and third. Pitch outside and low, ball 1. 1-1. Vargas still young, just barely 21. This one down the right side and out of play. And And he made it to advanced A when he was just 19 years old 2 seasons ago. So he still has a lot of baseball in front of him. Batting with the bases full and 1 out in the 9th. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Got him swinging, chased one outside. So Crawford turns the tide back in his favor.
That's what I'm talking about, is it trying to disrupt the hitter's timing and coming in with that changeup.
And now the Dodgers down to their final out. Andy Burns will come to the plate for the second time this inning. The Dodgers are batted around. Burns led the thing off and walked and scored. And you're getting down to the end here, so Burns can have an impact one way or another. Crawford's pitch. Swing and a miss. Just outside off the plate.
Trying to pull the pitch out away from him. It's a spot, too. You get a guy that changes speeds very well. Concentrate even more of up the middle.
He was spinning the ball in his hand. Now a split grip. And throws that splitter down and away. And now the Dodgers down to their final strike. 0-2 to Burns. Split change. Bases full of Dodgers. And Andy Burns with an 0-2 count. Crawford deals. Low ball 1. 1-2. Buehler started this one. As the pitch was high, Mahle tried to yank that one from up high back down in the strike zone, and it wasn't fooling Alfonso Marquez.
Well, I'd really be thinking up the middle, because the fastball didn't work. It was a perfect spot to try and throw something off speed.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Burns waits. Crawford sack, kick, pitch. Burns fouls it off, stays alive. Andy Burns was with Toronto. Spent a couple of seasons in the KBO too. Embraced the culture in Korea. Had a good time over there for parts of 3 seasons. Two balls, 2 strikes. Crawford took a little too much time for Burns' liking. He requested time and got it. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch from Leo Crawford. Here it is. In the dirt, and it's 3-2. Runners will be moving with the pitch now. It's amazing what can happen with one pitch. With one pitch here, the Dodgers could end the game. With one pitch here, they could take the lead. With one pitch here, they can continue the game and add on to their score total. We'll see. Well, Crawford's 3-2. Runners go. And it's off the end of the bat foul.
Well, Counsell has to be thinking, hey, not even in spring training with a good-sized lead is the 9th inning a comfortable inning.
Counsell's having a hard time watching right now. 8th pitch of the at-bat on the way from Crawford to Burns. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The stretch, the payoff pitch. Swung on, hit in the air, shallow center. Out goes the shortstop, and Tarang makes the catch. That ends the ball game. But a big threat by the Dodger reserves. comes up empty. They had the tying run on base. And that was all they could muster. But the ball game in the books in Maryville. Final score, Brewers 9, Dodgers 6. For Rick Monday and Kirsten Watson, I'm Tim Everett. We'll be with you Thursday when the Dodgers face the Cubs on SNLA at 5:30. Now stay tuned. Access Sportsnet Dodgers comes your way, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.